Hi, everybody. Welcome to my very first live stream. I have a guest today. Well, if you don't know me, I'm Shaylin, and I have a guest today. This is my friend Christopher. Christopher, welcome.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
So Christopher is one of the very first friends that I met when I became a truther. I'm not seeing anything in the chat yet. If you're here, say hello to us.
Oh, they will come. If you watch it, they will come.
Okay. Let me make sure it's live on my...
Yep.
So something went wrong. Capture, retry.
Oh, no.
Let's make sure that we're really live. Okay, I see a commercial, so I think it's working. Let's see if I can see us. Okay, we are. Oh, Anna's here. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I need to turn the sound off this and maybe just leave it on. Okay, so Christopher, Chris, you go by Chris on here.
Chris, yes.
Okay.
Or Christopher, either one's fine.
Watchman Andrew. Oh gosh, it's already starting.
That's a troll?
Lock user. Okay.
Wow.
We were just talking about him. Oh my goodness.
What a blast from the past.
Wow.
He obviously made quite the impression for himself. His reputation precedes him.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so introduce yourself. I think the people that are watching know me.
Yeah.
So
basically, me and Shay go way back. Probably when we meet officially, like 4 years ago, give or take.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
We'll call it 4 years, and we just kind of hit it off immediately, and really like-minded. Just been best buds ever since.
Yes, and, we have.
I've basically, just a little background on myself. Not a big deal. Pretty simple guy, but I go back with this true stuff probably to like 2010. Is pretty much 9/11. Oh, can I say that? 911. I don't know. This is my first live stream on YouTube as well. Being a co-host guy, so I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know exactly what we can't talk about.
I know everybody does the code words and all that. I'm just gonna have to roll with it and get used to it.
We'll find out.
that one event that happened on that one September month thing, everybody knows. So that's kind of what got my wheels turning way back in the day when I was still in college. Had a day off and just got on the internet and logged out of Facebook and got on YouTube and saw some videos, and I was like, that doesn't look normal. Why didn't I ever notice that? And then one thing led to another, and then you know how it goes. You go down them rabbit holes.
Well, I had a friend telling me about that a long time ago, which I did believe him. And that's not what got me down all of the rabbit holes. What got me down all the rabbit holes was Alfie Evans. So that little kid woke me up, and seriously, it was a Google search. The Queen is evil. And
I remember
found the most evil face of her, and oh my goodness.
Probably can't say that either. That's probably gonna get a shadow ban. I do remember you telling me that story though. I was like, wow, Queen is evil. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yes. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about Cern and what is going on with Cern. We can see that their logo is 666. So Christopher, gotta get used to calling you Chris. Hey, Justin. I'm just going to change your name to Christopher on here.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, Shay, was watching J Dreamers live right now, but realized they blocked me at some point in their chat. I think he's a shill anyway. Saw you came on here. Thank you, Justin.
Hey, Justin. So first of all, Shay, I can't see the chat. I think I'm hitting that chat button, and I'm still not.
You can't see it?
Okay. No, I can see it now. It's good. I figured it out. So yeah, Justin. Hey man, just wanted to let you know I am also, there's a female picture. I hope I didn't call you. Did I assume your gender? I'm sorry if I did. But anyway, I also got blocked from Jay Dreamer's channel, and I don't even know why. But I agree with you, 100.
Yes. I don't know Jay Dreamers.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of him.
Yep. So anyway.
Well, thank you for joining us. Okay, so let's talk about Cern and give everyone some background on Cern.
Yeah, so basically, CERN is okay. So there's like, the exoteric and the esoteric. There's what they present themselves as like a false front, and what they say to the public that they're doing. And then there's the aspect of what they're really doing behind the scenes. So we all know how that works. So basically, going back to 2011, 2012, they claim to discover what they call, I believe, the Higgs boson particle, and that's what they call the God particle. So essentially, what they claim to do is that they're trying to pretty much study the fabric of the universe, quote unquote, if you will.
Are they trying to recreate the Big Bang?
Yeah, that goes along with it. They're claiming that they want to recreate the Big Bang, which right off the bat, why would any sane individual want to do that? Because that sounds like a stupid, horrible idea. But yeah, that's what they say. They're basically trying to study the dark matter, the God particle, and pretty much just try to figure out what makes the universe tick. That's like
What
the most
created
the nutshell version, I guess, if you will. But
so when I first discovered Cern, there was like some ritualistic dance
yes,
that they were doing.
yes, they've done several really creepy, morbid, ritualistic.
Have you seen that, Justin? And Justin, by the way, says, "LOL, I'm a man. I'm a male. It's a cartoon art type pic."
Okay, good. I felt kind of bad there for a second.
Okay. And very interested to hear Cern.
Okay, so yeah, anyway, like I was saying, in our community, what the common belief is, and there's actually a lot of evidence to support this, is that what they're really doing is they know dang well what they're trying to accomplish, and that is essentially to open up a wormhole or a portal to other dimensions. And obviously, you think about that, you think about like, well,
Demons.
yeah. Now I'm like worried about my words because I don't want to, I don't want to get the ban hammer or the shadow ban, but
we'll be okay.
Yeah, basically letting Satan and his buddies in and tearing the veil between our world and the spirit world is what. Imagine a big, huge like Ouija board or something, and like if you think about it, it's a huge underground tunnel, right? And what they do is it's like they call it the Large Hadron Collider, where they pretty much just accelerate like light particles at like the speed of sound or something in a huge circle and smash them together. And so that's the concept of it from a scientific standpoint. And pretty much what they're really trying to do, many believe, is that they're trying to open up a portal. And if you think about in Hollywood movies, you think of a wormhole. Obviously, a wormhole, you think of like an underground hole that a worm digs, and it just so happens to be under the ground. And you think about all the Hollywood movies where a wormhole is like a way to time travel and a way to fast travel into other dimensions. So it's kind of weird how that works out. But yeah, tearing the veil.
So right in the front of this building, there's the goddess of Shiva, right? The goddess Shiva.
Yeah.
She's the goddess of destruction.
The Hindu god, of destruction, right?
Very interesting. And we have some crazy stuff happening. So they're supposed to turn this particle collider on full blast tomorrow.
Yeah.
To do whatever shenanigans they're going to do. And literally anything that happens. I mean, we could have an alien invasion and, blame CERN. So I see some false flags coming out of this.
Yeah, so real quick, the Painted Savage asked, have you read into CERN being built upon a shrine of Apollo? Yes, I have, Painted Savage. I've heard other names where they derived the acronym CERN from was the Celtic god, the Celtic horn god of the underworld called Cernunnos. So there's that aspect of it. But yeah, Apollo, they say Satan goes by like 1,000 names. So like it all essentially goes back to the biblical narrative and the worldview of ripping the veil and the fabric between our world and, what people think of as hell. And I would argue that is exactly what the lyrics of, I think it's the Power Man 5000 song called Worlds Collide. Go listen to the lyrics of that Power Man 5000 song and tell me they're not talking about CERN. I challenge anybody to do that, because I swear they're talking about when worlds collide. The lyrics are just spot on. Like, they're clearly talking about whatever this future event is going to be. And I also think, and this goes along with what you're saying, I think eventually they're going to get their wish and they're going to peek behind the veil and open up a dimension for real. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. So just, don't freak out on that in that regard. But I think eventually they are going to achieve their goal. And when the Bible talks about an angel coming down, the whole giving a key to the bottomless pit thing, I think God's going to allow that to happen. And all the crazy stuff from the Bible where, it talks about people are going to see things where men's hearts will fail literally, and you'll have heart attacks because they'll be so afraid from fear. I think that is where all that is going to come from. Like, crazy stuff's going to happen.
Trying to invoke Kelly.
Yeah. That's the Hindu, I believe, also one of the gods where she sticks the tongue out. That's the one Miley Cyrus always tries to emulate by sticking the tongue out, like the all-mocking tongue. Yeah, essentially that.
Demons. Yes, the Painted Savage. Yes, if I'm correct, one of the Watchers.
Yep. It all
now
is
imprisoned in Tartarus.
Yep.
Which we need to go down that rabbit hole.
I've always thought it's weird with the whole Tartaria thing, and that's like, it sounds a lot like Tartarus, and they say Tartaria was buried underneath the mud floods, and you got Tartarus is where the fallen angels are supposedly locked up and chained until all this certain, all the end of days stuff happens, essentially.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, just a real quick recap. They've done this thing where you see all these sciencey articles talking about CERN firing up the Large Hadron Collider, and they've done this like over and over and over again, probably at least 10 times in the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. It's debatable if anything ever happens. I don't think anything huge is going to happen tomorrow, for the record, but I wouldn't be surprised if something like crazy happens, like, kind of like what we saw today. And we'll get into that.
Yeah, some of the stuff that's going on today. Thought I could. Okay, so Worm and Stool. That is a good name. I need to talk about that too. Because you're right. We all have them, don't we? The little parasites.
We're going to get into that.
Don't want to get in the parasite discussion. Have you taken your ivermectin, Christopher? Okay, Worm and Stool.
I'm terrified.
Shiva is not a goddess, but a demigod. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Hello, CJ Brown. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Let's see. I think CERN may have caused an incursion of the multiverse, which may be the me's cause. But I think, Shay, you are skeptical of the me even existing.
Hold on. What is the ME? I'm trying to...
Yeah, what is that?
Normally I'm good with this kind of thing. ME. I've had a long day on the road. I'm a truck driver, by the way, so I work long days, so I'm surprised my brain is functioning as it is.
Okay, Corey, I'll stay focused. But I think that the worms are important. The parasites are important to talk about.
The worm thing freaks me out a bit too, but I think there's some validity there. Shay will tell you, like, I'm I can't say that word. I'm scared to even do like wormwood. Wormwood's supposed to be like a powerful anti-parasitic. I've taken a little bit of
You'll
it,
feel
but
so much better if you cleanse your parasites, and you'll get sick a lot less.
yeah, I don't know.
So Justin says, I read somewhere that controllers want to steal resources from other realities to add to our reality to basically make it better. Wow, could
I'm
something
still
like
waiting for
that happen?
Justin. I'm still anxiously awaiting for Justin to tell us what ME is.
You're welcome, CJ. Okay. Stay focused. Yes, I'm trying, Corey. We're going to get into
Oh,
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Oh, Mandela effect. I don't know. I mean, it trips me out. Christopher, do you believe in the Mandela effect?
I don't want to say yes or no. I know it seems to be one of those dichotomous things where it's either a hard yes or a hard no. I'm kind of in between. I think it's extremely possible. Like, and I won't get into all the details why, but like, I think that uh, not just the elite and not the powers that be, but the principalities that are controlling them in the spirit realm. I
Yeah.
think they have technology and knowledge, and I truly believe they have that technology and knowledge because they literally were in heaven with God at one point and all that. They got kicked out, etc. I think, they have some knowledge that just is unfathomable to what humans can comprehend and perceive. So I've seen some things, that whole Star Wars, Luke, I am your father, and then versus no, I am your father. Like, it was always clearly Luke, I am your father, and then it changed. I can't explain that. And there were some other things here and there. The Bernstein
Yeah,
versus
the Bernstein
Ber-
Bears.
what anybody says, it was
Bernstein.
Bernstein, like the Stein, like the
Yeah,
J.
Stein. That's
It,
what I remember.
it was the Stein, like the
Ed
Jays.
McMahon. Yeah, there's a lot of them. And I will admit, though, my memory sucks. So I would not be good on that subject. But I feel
Well, my
like
my memory is
I
stellar.
remember the
My
way
memory,
that is not correct anymore. So that
yeah.
bothers me.
Well, my memory is stellar with things like this, and I'm here to tell you that there's some weird stuff that I can't explain, and it just makes my mind explode. So I don't,
And
I don't, I don't definitively. I think it's naive and ignorant and all those things to just definitively say no, absolutely not possible, not a thing. I don't think that. I think anything's possible.
so peace and blessings to you. Get this work. And Corey D is saying drink kombucha. So that I guess that will cleanse our parasites.
Yeah, I've heard about the kombucha. I
Let's put that
have.
back up there. I think Kayla just bought. Oh, shouldn't be saying.
I know it's
Someone I know just bought some of that.
kombucha.
Yeah,
I know it's good for your gut. There's a lot of good things that
I
are
feel
for you.
like she did, and I tried it, and it was
It's
bitter. Is it bitter?
it's the concept of like probiotics and filling
Okay.
your gut up with good bacteria for
Oh
your
wait.
flora.
Hannah, Richie from Boston thinks that too about the parasites, or the Mandela
Um,
effect. Mandela effect.
Man, I haven't heard Richie from Boston in a minute. Like,
I
where did
haven't
he go?
either. How's
Where
he
did
doing? Is he
he
still going live?
Does he still like go out and play trucks with his friends in the Moab Desert in Utah?
Okay, Justin says quantum immortality is the Mandela effect explanation. We die, but consciousness never dies, so it shifts into a new reality where it continues on living through the multiverse of realities.
Hold on, now I got to read this and let it process. Quantum immortality. Okay.
Quantum immortality. I mean, I feel like immortality is going to be pushed on people. I mean, that could even be the mark of the beast. I don't know if you
So
are.
so So yeah, I don't have a problem with the consciousness living on because, like, essentially, I think that energy is what we think of when we go to like heaven, right? For example, or pass on and not just become worm food in the ground, like atheists that you think we all came from rocks and monkeys believe. But like, I think the question becomes like, the elite version of consciousness living on in an avatar cyborg body where they download your consciousness to the cloud. I think that's what they're going to be pushing with the whole eventual transhumanism Elon Musk brain chip hook you up to
Yeah.
the system cloud machine. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think that's going to be where people are trapped.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to enrich our reality. I think it's scary. It's like, I think Cern is tampering, crossing the multiverse to steal resources, kill almost or entirely other realities, and to attempt to enrich our reality.
Yeah, they're messing with the fabric of some serious stuff. I have no
Just my theory, a number of concepts I think may be true, but I know my idea is different vastly from Shay's. And you know what? That's what's good about talking to each other and getting, I don't think that we should not be friends just because we disagree on certain subjects. I think we all learn from each other.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times there's some things where even if people vehemently disagree with each other, some things can intertwine just enough to give you some common ground.
So, okay, Corey, it's sour fizzy, and I'm going to buy some of that. That sounds better than the stuff I'm taking. Okay, and Anna says that he has new videos up of Cern.
On what? Richie
from Boston. I couldn't even remember which guy we were talking about. See, that's why I can't do the Mandela effect thing with 100% certainty.
I can't do a Richie from Boston like Jake.
Spirit can't be destroyed, but I think they want to steal it somehow. Yeah, I do too. Okay. I think the overlooked elephant in the room is where scripture, even where we are, we could be likely in the second deception, little season of Revelations. So when the rest of the dead resurrect after the MK. Yeah, I guess anything's possible, right? Do you have anything to say on this? We're in scripture where we're at. We could likely be in the second. It's kind of what that one girl talked about, hacking in the headlines, right? Is this her?
Yeah, I mean, it's not her baby.
Theory, like her theory, what she's thinking right now.
Yeah, no, it's been around before that. She was just repeating it like from other people that have talked about it. But apparently it's a thing, and people go way back, and they postulate that we actually are in the end times, meaning in the book of Revelation, you have basically the very end where you have the final battle where a new Jerusalem comes down after the Gog versus Magog battle. And essentially what this hypothesis suggests is that the second return of Christ has already happened, and he had his 1,000-year millennial reign already in what they call the Dark Ages. And then Satan and the historians kind of tried to like swiftly cover that up and, not cover it and just say, oh, it was real boring. Not a lot happened back there. People were like real primitive or whatever. And then we got into the age of enlightenment with, the emergence of like Isaac Newton and all that kind of stuff after that. I forget what they call that. It's not coming to me right now, the age. But anyway, yeah, people know what I'm talking about.
Emperor Nero's name translates into 666 in the original Hebrew Gematria. Hey, you're speaking Chris's language because he loves that Gematria stuff. He's always telling me this equals this and that equals, and some of it's really fascinating, and other times I'm like, oh, numbers.
I have been diddling around with my Gematria calculator
all day today.
Like a nerd. I'm like, hey guys, look what this is. No, but seriously, there is some absolute validity and truth.
Yeah, we're going to get in some Gematria tonight. I'm pretty sure when we go on to these stories. Okay, so we're moving on from Cern. Let's read Justin's real quick, and then we're moving on from Cern. I think the biblical type concept, the premise that we are the fallen angels, and this is how is sensible and possible. I hope not.
Wait. You're the fallen angels?
That we are the fallen angels. I mean, I see that going around, and I think that's one of the deceptions that I want to expose.
My dad has always talked about, like, what if this is hell?
Hell. No, then it's not that bad. I would think it would be a lot worse.
Yeah, right. I don't know if we are the fallen angels. I have thought about the notion if we are actually not necessarily made in God's image necessarily, maybe originally, but somewhere along the way, Satan came along, the whole Garden of Eden thing, and there's some misconceptions about what we believe, and that we were kind of engineered, not by the Anunnaki, like the Sumerian stuff talks about, but kind of on those same lines. Like we are a product of some sort of genetic manipulation, and that is why we are essentially innately corrupted at the core. Like, yeah, there's some good in us, but for the most part, like we have that, what the Bible talks about.
Is that
Basically, we have a fallen nature. I think there might be a real deep reason as to why we have an innate fallen nature. And I think that's why Jesus had to come, essentially. That's what I believe, to break that curse and give us a way out of here.
well, then there's like Cain's whole seed, like
Yeah.
his whole bloodline was evil.
Yeah, that's
You can still recognize those people today.
This is
So,
a murky topic.
Yeah, I don't really like getting in this because I don't
like
want to cross lines into New Age.
Yeah, no.
Funny how Christ said he will return on a white horse armed with a bow. For the glory of Christ, hello. Sounds like the Huns. Are y'all having fun yet? Yes, glory of Christ. And you're saying thanks for the stream. You are welcome. Anna saying we have, the last few years, let me put that up. The last few years of the world felt a little bit like hell since the sea thing started. 100%.
Things have gotten way different and crazy. And I hate to say it.
You all concerned? No, because I have faith in Jesus Christ. So no, none of this really stresses me out. You know what stresses me out the least? Like gas prices and food shortages that people cannot shut up about.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Stuff like that. The food shortages, especially, I mean, the gas prices do suck, but I think they want us to be stressed. I think there's an agenda to get us to buy electric cars. The food shortages, seeds exist. My daughter's growing a garden right now. My best friend's growing a garden right now. Like, we can grow our food. People think food comes from the grocery stores or restaurants, but yeah, so for the glory of Christ, I am not concerned.
Things are gonna
them.
Yeah, things are gonna work themselves out. I'm just gonna say that I don't think there's any reason to be afraid. Things will work themselves out, and I think a lot of those things are overblown in terms of like, oh, we're all gonna starve because of food shortages. I don't see that happening. And honestly, I kind of think all of this is entertaining in a way.
Yeah. So I saw two grays when I was 13. They were in my room with me, pretty certain they had abducted me, and I woke up after they put me back in bed. You should check out Spacebusters channel because they are super into that, and they describe them as having big ant eyes, and I can't confirm or deny that. I don't have any personal experience with that myself, but I do think you should check out their channel.
Like,
do you want to say anything about the grays?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I noticed that he put grays in, quotations. I don't know what Justin's worldview is on the aliens versus demons, but, I feel like it's pretty much an irrefutable thing at this point that what people know of as, quote, aliens, which has the word lie right in the middle, are really interdimensional demonic beings. Because if you look back even to Aleister Crowley, when he made that sketch of one of the demons that he summoned, and he called it like by the name Lamb or something like that, I think Lamb, Lam, it looked just like a big bulbous head alien gray. Same thing.
Okay. The Painted Savage, if history has been duped, which, I mean, we know it has. We could be going through a reset right now and everything's about to change. They're changing the name Jesus to Yeshua in the Bible. So Bible's about to change. Okay. Job 1:9. So Satan answered the Lord and says, does Job fear God for nothing? Oh, I fear God. I fear God. I just don't fear what's happening down here. Lori, hi. I'm pulling up your comment next. I'm saying hey. Matthew 10:23 says, "When they persecute you in this city, flee to another. For assuredly, I say to you, you will not have gone through the cities of Israel before the Son of Man comes." Hey, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Yeah, them's tried me. I screamed. Yeah, them's tried me. I screamed out to Jesus and they disappeared.
I've heard that. I've heard that many
So
times.
Justin, put your faith in Jesus Christ and then call out to him. I mean, I believe you. I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying I have no experience with that myself. And we do think that they're demonic. Shay, I will tell you those grays certainly did feel absolute evil and demonic, but I think they're interdimensional beings, night demons, time travelers, aliens, nor whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say interdimensional beings are demons. That's the same thing in my book.
Hey, Arcadius.
Because demons are
Glad to have you here. Okay, but I pleaded to Christ. Oh, see, good job. I pleaded to Christ to save. Oh, and nothing happened. So another reason I don't think they're demons. Oh. Well,
yeah, that's only that's I've never had that experience, so I couldn't say. I can only go by what I hear others say.
Okay, we are going to the next subject. In like very close to me, this happened, and it's really sad. This is something that happened at an air show. Let me see if I can make it big.
I want to know how they got that
So,
little
warning. Let me move Justin's comment real quick. I don't know if that'll make it any bigger. Okay, so warning, if you are sensitive, this does involve a death, so you may not want to watch it, but it's not going to show. Come on, mouse. This way. Okay, sorry. So just warning, it's there. I'm about to show a tragic accident that happened near me.
Is the live like the video going to come up? I just saw like little bits
You
and
can't
pieces.
see the video?
I saw the explosion, but it didn't like.
The video is playing right now. Can you guys see the video? Oh, thank you, Lori.
Because I recall seeing a speedwagon buggy thing that was like going as fast as the plane, and I was thinking, what do they have in that engine, or what? Like, how is it? It's like a rocket car or something.
All right, can you guys see the video that I'm playing? Is this actually playing for you or not? Because Christopher does not have a very good phone, so I don't trust him that it's not playing.
It's true, I don't.
Can you guys see this footage that I'm playing? Well, here, I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone and see if it's actually playing. Was it playing, you guys? It's just it's just a picture right now. I'm gonna press play. Did it ever play? Okay. Yes. Okay. See, they see it.
Well, I mean, yes, and okay, yeah. It wasn't the good high
Look at what it looks like. Looks like a semi. Is it a semi?
I mean, it's only a semi if it's like souped up with some rocket thrusters.
Oh, there it is.
It does look kind of like a semi. I'm just amazed that, yeah, it does look like a semi or a tow truck kind of type thing, but I'm amazed they got it to go that fast.
Okay.
They really must have had some rocket thrusters on it.
It's so sad. It's patchy. That is shockwave.
Is that a Felix the Cat decal on it?
Okay, so this is basically an accident. It was a truck that was racing airplanes, and it looks like the tires may have blown. You guys couldn't hear the audio?
I was gonna say, I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, you couldn't
I
hear the audio?
I did not want to interrupt, but I was gonna ask, am I the only one that can't hear anything?
Huh.
I thought because of my bad phone that it was just on my end, so I didn't say anything.
Oh. So no audio on this video. Okay, so this is my first live and I'm learning and I have no idea. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Beginner technical difficulties. It's okay.
Technical
It happens.
difficulties. Okay, so this truck driver was racing airplanes and he must have blew a tire or something, but he went through this huge ring of fire and then his truck blew up. Okay, so Anna, something similar happened in UK. Now all the air shows have to be overseas. Lori, can someone explain what's happening? 3 jet engines on the back. Justin, well, you should expect to die if you put a rocket on the back of a truck and drive it as fast as possible. I mean,
kind of agree
300
with
miles an hour. That's just crazy.
How fast? How fast?
300 miles an hour.
Oh man, that's stupid. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yes, the truck was part of the show. Okay, so it
What's
is.
that? With all due respect, it just makes me think of that old adage: "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes."
Right?
I would not. That's just not smart.
Okay, so I guess the sound is not going to play on this video either.
That's unfortunate. Well, maybe it was just that video.
Okay, let's try this. So the next thing we want to talk about is there was a shooting in Chicago. Yeah, air shows for the glory of Christ. Yeah, the Prince of the Air. Right, good point. Okay, I'm gonna play this. You guys, can you just let me know if you hear the audio or not? Christopher, do you hear it? No.
No. Now.
Okay, so we're just gonna go to the article then.
Yeah. So real quick though, I wonder why they had a indicator marker at Dallas and Highland Park, because it happened in Highland Park near Chicago, but they also had a thing. I wonder if that means there was somebody involved from Dallas. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Just an observation.
I know it's too late now. I went past it. Okay. Ephesians 2:2. Wherein time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. That is a good scripture. Thank you for sharing that. Justin, I'm so tired of all these fast routings on TV, real or fake. They hype them up and try to take self-defense weapons away from people. Correct.
Yeah, that
So
seems to be the main agenda.
let's get into this
We're
one.
gonna talk about that.
So here is a bang bang thing that happened: 6 killed and dozens wounded. And I'm going to go down to his picture if you want to talk about that.
His picture is hilarious.
So this is the man that they identified, and there's a few things that Chris noticed.
So it's like, yeah, I got several things to say on this, even though I haven't done my due diligence research on it yet, because it's just fresh. It just freshly happened, and I haven't really even got to dive into it much. But right off the bat, you know how they have that program where they, like, it's like an admitted thing. They can make CGI faces from, like, take a bunch of different, computer generated photographs and splice them together, and however way they do it, make a new face. It looks like an artificial intelligence CGI face to me. That does not look like a real face to me.
Okay, so if you look at it closely, there are lines in this picture. It almost looks like a fingerprint inside of this picture. So it looks like a drawing. It definitely doesn't look real.
I learned that supposedly his father was trying to run for mayor in the same suburb of Chicago where this happened, in Highland Park. And there's more. A buddy of mine, earlier today, like actually just 2 or 3 hours ago, he sent me a bunch of stuff from Twitter, because he was laughing about the fact that on Twitter it was trending that people were saying that this guy had allegedly been associated with Trump and being a Trump supporter and conservative, which I'll get into why that's ridiculous in a minute here. But basically, there was a tweet up from some woman that had some pictures of him, and also mentioned that his father was trying to run for mayor in this highly J word that rhymes with smewish community up in North Chicago, and that he was hardcore, like, pro Second Amendment. So it's funny that his father was supposedly, and by the way, his name is this kid's name is Bobby.
Look at the advertisement. Did you see the advertisement? I'm sorry.
No, what is it?
Never mind. It just flipped. It was something that said if guns kill people, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Conservative shirt.
So yeah, his name is Bobby Crimo, Crimo, Crimo. I don't know how you pronounce that. The third, and his father is supposedly running for mayor, like I said, in that same area. And they mentioned that this is a highly J word that rhymes with booze-ish community, and that his father was pro Second Amendment. And they're like putting some pictures of him together in, like, wearing a Trump flag as a cape and in a Where's Waldo costume at a Trump rally. But I analyze those pictures, and they're definitely photoshopped. That's the first thing that needs to be the takeaway here. The photos were photoshopped. And secondly, just think about it logically. If anybody is going to commit a politically motivated terrorist attack on a 4th of July parade, like, what community politically loves themselves some 4th of July more than conservative Republicans? So what I'm saying is, if anybody's going to do that and, pow their own people, it's going to be L word. Can I say the L word, liberal? There, I just said it. So it doesn't make logical sense that a right-wing crazy extremist is going to get up on a rooftop, which is what they said he did, with a high-powered super soaker, and just, bang bang the crowd. That doesn't compute. So.
Okay.
Oh, and as always, you look up these articles and they're just full of hilarious names, like hilarious names that go along with the psyops. And I really want to bring up the Orlando event that happened, the mass shooting that happened in 2015, the Orlando GAY nightclub event, where 3 of the main characters in this psyop were names associated directly that correlated with a GAY nightclub bang bang. And the whole, yeah, I'm trying my best here. I'm winging it. But those
Oh
three
my
those three
goodness.
names that we're told a bang bang guy did the bang bang at the GAY club.
Did it happen in July?
Yeah. Well, there's that. But back in this Orlando thing that I'm talking about in 2015, it's just funny that the media trolls everybody by putting 3 of the primary characters in this psyop were named Dr. Matthew Lube, Lube. I'm not making this up. You can go look it up yourselves. I couldn't make this stuff up. Dr. Matthew Lube, Willie Angel Colon, like colon, COLON, and then my favorite one, Grant F word that I definitely can't say, that means a bundle of sticks. So
Wow.
that's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, in this article, the head police chief that was on the scene just so happened to have the initial CC, and they said that they were releasing suspect names at 3:30 p.m. So you have a double 33 right there. CC 33, 3:30 p.m. And they did the same thing in another Pow Pow event that happened in Denmark yesterday at some sort of a shopping mall in Denmark. Uh, you go look up at the article, and they cited a quote from an anesthesiologist, and once again, initials was CC. It just happens over and over again. This kid was 22, and the kid yesterday was 22. There was don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the same exact amount of people that were injured today were also in the one yesterday. So a lot of similarities. They said in Denmark, oh, this never happens in Denmark. And then today someone said, oh, this never happens in our neck of the woods, because, this is not the same thing as downtown Chicago. It's supposedly a good neighborhood. So it's just a lot of interesting correlations there.
Highland Park, yeah.
And we haven't even gotten into the Gematria
Killing
yet, but that's there too.
People, wounding dozens, which that could be 666.
I can't wait to diddle with the Gematria with this one, because I guarantee you it's there. For example, you put in Independence Day. Independence Day equals 7-4. Today is 7/4 written in the date numerology. And for anybody that doesn't know, Gematria is essentially the practice of coding numbers into words, and it's an ancient language and practice that goes way back to Babylon. But it is
and it's basically how the elite talk to each other.
Yes.
They love their numbers.
Basically,
you can recognize people with their numbers. And Dan, I saw your comment. Someone should have given that kid a hug, and that is if he is real.
Yeah, Shay is correct. The elites, they communicate with each other with this numerological code, and they encode everything into their propaganda in the news, and it even goes into sports, because sports is controlled by them too, and they use it everywhere. And you look up the headlines, and you know how to you learn how to do this. You can see the code repeat itself over and over again.
Yes.
And it has to do with the J word, and the 2 J words. The one that rhymes with spew, and the other one that rhymes with mesuit. Okay. Does anybody know that word?
I think we can talk about the Jesuits.
You said it. Yeah, that one's probably okay. You can usually talk about the Catholic Jesuits more than you can the J words that rhyme with
even though they're all the same. Okay.
Sorry, I went on a
tangent. Okay. Oops. I'm pressing the right.
We're gonna
Okay,
have to
Republican, Democrat, all equal 47. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. I
see,
didn't know that.
Corey D knows what's up. He knows what he's talking about. I'm glad that we have at least one or maybe two people in here that are on that wavelength that know what we're talking about. That we don't sound
Yes.
crazy. We'll have to have our own show that's dedicated to this topic, maybe perhaps one day.
Yeah, I'm
Because it's a lot.
shoot.
It's a lot to unravel. It's a
Oh,
lot.
Gematria, okay. Because the other conversation can take place on BitChute, but not on YouTube.
Right.
My very first video was deleted over that subject.
Mm.
You're not allowed to say that. Or even rhyme it, I don't think. Okay. So anything else to say about this?
Well, yeah, I think
Okay.
everybody in here knows it's clear what the ultimate goal is. Like, you'll notice a recurring trend here is that generally when these things happen, they really ramp up and push that mentally ill narrative, right? The crazy mentally ill narrative, and they're talking that up more than anything else at this point. And I think that's going to go along with the red flag laws. And so essentially what their ultimate end game is going to be, they're not going to have to send UN troops or anything like that to come to your doorstep to take away your bang bangs. Like, you know, they're just going to make it to where if you're a political dissenter and you dissent in terms of like government overreach with communism and fascism and all those things. If you reject a totalitarian government, you're going to be deemed as crazy, ultimately, is what I'm saying. And you're going to be on a list, and you're not even going to be able to buy ammo or weapons, just period. And they'll just lump you in as a potential domestic terrorist, crazy person, and you'll be on the list, and you won't be able to get them, period. That's what they're essentially, they're going for.
You and Corey D need to be friends. Do you see his four score seven years ago? Had no idea. No idea.
4 and 7 years ago. Yep, right.
Republican and Democrat. Sunflower, so many, know what's constantly going on. How are you?
Exactly, Sunflower. I don't know how anybody isn't getting at least the slightest bit suspicious with all this. They're happening just rapidly.
So much that we can't cover them all. Someone somewhere wasn't kind enough to these people before they got to their breaking point. That goes for all that have decided. Okay, so Dan, you sound like you have a really good heart, but we're here to tell you should just look deeper into these kinds of things.
Yeah, Dan,
because there is a lot of propaganda.
Yeah, Dan, look into the history of staged FBI terror plots, for one. Staged FBI terror plots, that's an admitted thing. Even the thing in Cheryl's state, Michigan, where Governor Whitmer, is that her name, Shay?
Yeah.
Gretchen Whitmer. It was like an admitted thing that the FBI was involved in setting that up in like a fake kidnapping situation. The FBI and the feds, the CIA, they've been doing this for a long time. They come up with these staged events and they blame a political enemy, for propaganda purposes. If you think about
okay, I want to go back to the mentally ill thing. I think there's a lot of propaganda where like every woman, it's trendy almost to admit I'm mentally ill and I am on Xanax, and they even had women. I'm sure men did it too, but that semicolon, like they literally marked themselves. So if you have a gun and then all of a sudden mentally ill people can't own a gun anymore, you have that tattoo, you almost tried to kill yourself. I'm taking away your gun. I think they want everyone to be mentally ill. Everyone should go see a therapist. Going to therapy is cool because the Kardashians do it. It's trendy to be mentally ill, and it's really scary.
They could pull back up a Facebook post that I made in 2012 and be like, "Oh,
are you mentally ill?
This guy's nuts. He can't buy guns anymore, or whatever."
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like a book from like the 1980s, and I think it's actually called, I can't say this word for sure or these three words, but NWO. Everybody understands what I'm talking about. But there's a chapter in there about GUN control, and they talk about something called Project Orion, Project Orion, like the constellation, and it basically talks about a government program that's going to be used to foment the GUN control agenda for the next coming decade or two, or however long it takes, where they're going to take kids that are on SSRIs like Prozac, mind-altering psychoactive drug, essentially use them as like Manchurian candidates, like basically control their mind and get them to go do these POW events, and then arrest them as like Mr. Johnny on the spot, Patsy kind of situation. So yeah, they can control people and have them do these things. If you'll notice, they all have a history of being in mental institutions and on drugs. They always, that's always another recurring pattern.
Yes, Dan just reinforces my personal philosophy: be kind to all, no matter whom they are, or if they upset you. If you don't like them, just be kind to all. I agree. Mr. Hat, Witchmer, I agree.
I don't think Witchmer is even a woman. There, I said it.
Whitmer's a Trinity. I'll get us in trouble. Thought you were going to get us in trouble, but I'm just going to go take the reign on that. Okay, Dan Schwert. However, if we are all kind to all, it lowers the drawing pool of recoupment for the evil plots. Yeah. Sunflower, they are pushing mental illness agenda. Yes, they are. Huge. They want us to beg for G control. And
yeah, a lot of people are doing it too.
I can't believe how well it works. This is going to really get people going. Like, people were just at a parade. And then, like, if you guys ever watch the interviews of the victims' families, like, they're never really crying. And then it's just...
And have you guys ever watched the Robbie Parker video from that event with Sandy Hooker? he's literally...
I just have a feeling this YouTube channel is not going to last.
He's literally walking up to the podium like 12 hours after his 6-year-old girl.
I don't think we're allowed to talk about that event.
Well, I said it in code. Was that good enough? Was that not? Yeah, I didn't say the word.
Let's not talk about that one.
Okay.
Okay. It's on the news is fake. That's 4 videos he posted. I agree. If it's on the news, it's fake. These bing bings are definitely engineered. 100%.
I have no idea how people are not questioning the extreme frequency of them. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and it's always some young kid.
And what about when they just magically pull out the manifestos out of their butt the very next day within like 10 hours and like, found this manifesto in his bedroom and it just so happens to sound almost identical to all the other.
Isn't it always a young white kid too that does these mass shootings in schools and stuff? So they're the only ones with mental illnesses.
Yeah, I've noticed they.
So really, I think it's also race baiting.
Yep, they do that a little bit too. But every now and then they'll switch it up and they'll put like a black dude in there, like what happened in Tulsa like a month ago at the hospital, or you know what? It's almost to the point where I'm starting to think that some of these things are completely 100% fabricated, just so one side points at the other and be like, "Nuh-uh, cause see, look at what this just happened. So you're wrong." But they do that for both sides, to where everybody just bickering about like, "See, here's my evidence that you're wrong. No, here's my evidence that you're wrong." And it's
they want us constantly fighting with each other over these things that didn't even personally affect us, and we don't even know if they're real.
Yep.
They even put things out there to make it look fake. So people like us will say it's fake, and then next thing you know, we know somebody that knows somebody that was involved in this. So we really cannot say that no one gets hurt in these events and that nothing happens, but we know the narrative that they're telling us happened probably did not happen in the way they're claiming.
This kid looks like Mr. Tumnus. Mr. Tumnus the Fawn from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's like Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah. They choose kids that have that nerdy look, so it looks like they were picked on, bullied, harassed, and
Oh, did you talk about how he supposedly wrote a rap song and put it out there?
yeah, that song.
It's called Counter Terrorist.
You know more about that, but let me pull up your message.
I mean, it's not a huge deal. I just know that they're putting it out there
Yes.
that he wrote some sort of like poem / rap song,
Yeah.
but it was definitely trying to be like, he was definitely trying to be an Eminem about it.
It talks about an unliving myself note. Is he alive? Did they?
That's a good question. I think they just detained him and captured him last I heard, which that's another thing they always like talk about is like, oh, since he's white, they didn't
You know
him on
what?
the
I think
spot.
I'm going to read this. It says, "Hey, you know what note I'm writing? I know I'm automatic. I'm just going to say it. Okay. I'm automatic killing these verses like a rifle. I'm moving swiftly as the question mark, but I find out what the joy and what the smile brings. I'm everlasting, forever I'm grasping reality. Behind, got no real questions, ask them. Plasm with a double barrel shoddy. F cop shit like karate. I just kill shit because I'm Bobby. Yeah. I'm always cruising because lately I've been losing my mind on some Doctor Doom shit. Okay, never mind. So basically,
I was just laying down the beat for you.
Never mind. I don't want to read it. It's horrible. Okay. So
Hey, Corey D, you'll like this, brother. If you're still in the chat, I noticed that he mentioned something about Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom equals DD, which equals 44, and 44 equals what? It was either kill or death, and they use 44 a lot in their ritual sacrifices. Anyways,
I like this, and I think this is important. Ephesians 6:17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. I always say they're an incel.
I've heard that, Anna. Yeah, incels. Like that's supposed to be like a right-wing dude that like is celibate or something, I think.
Yes, Mr. Hat, some young kid who just turned 18 who can afford thousands of dollars worth of equipment.
Yeah,
Did you guys see the footage of the shooting in the mall? I can't believe that they even showed it.
I didn't see. I know you told me about that. I never saw it.
Question everything. Yes. Do some research into the bang bang machines utilized in Texas. How does an 18-year-old kid get $8,000 worth of material grade Thunder Sticks?
FBI?
Only if he is.
I got 3 letters that will F, B, and I.
Yes. Okay. Nobody went night at Candy Look though.
That's fact, Mr. Hat. That is a fact.
I like the way you said it better.
Yeah.
Candy Look. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably flies under the radar better than mine. But like, dude, yes. I remember this was my big selling point, and it would either blow people's minds or they would just try not to see it. But they basically took 6-year-old pictures of the real kids from when they were like 5 and 6 years old, and they sold it as modern day present in the moment pictures, but these kids were actually like 11, 12 years old. And then they went to the Super Bowl in 2012, or I guess it was 2013 at that time in February, months after it happened, and they were all part of the Candy Look choir, and they were singing, and you matched the old pictures when they were 5 and 6 with the modern day 11, 12 years old. Same people, same kids, same ones that they said passed away.
Yeah, exact same picture.
Completely fake.
Oh, I'm live.
Lori, I'm sure the song is going to be part of the manifesto. I mean, basically, Lori,
yes.
yes, but I bet they have an actual manifesto to go along with this part. But yeah, you're right. I think this is going to be part of the manifesto. Same concept, yes.
So what does 777 mean? Have you looked up that number?
I know it's
777?
very popular. 777, you would think is Jesus Christ, but I've read that 444 is that. I know 888 is associated with Donald Trump as well as 88. 777 I think is good. I'm not a master at this stuff. I'm more of like an intermediate, but
So what does it mean to you, Sunflower? We want you to tell us.
Yeah.
Corey,
Yeah,
young
exactly,
Martin
Corey.
Luther King Jr. killed on the 44th day of the year.
Yeah, and they love using 44 and also 42 in terms of black people. Like you think of Jackie Robinson, first black baseball player, wore 42. There's a lot of 42 connections. I believe the N word is 42, things like that.
Oh no, Justin is saying that he could get set up for a bang bang. He is saying girls are
He's the
way
voluntary
too
celibate.
expensive. Yes. Well,
I
that's
agree,
not a
Justin.
bad thing. So, okay.
You be true to yourself,
I was
Justin.
kind to him. Yeah.
Not everyone is meant to walk. Some people are born to walk alone, and there's nothing wrong with being a lone wolf.
Okay, Clary D, not a 44th day, April 4th. April 4th.
Yeah, because I believe MLK was yep, he was.
Was that a PSYOP?
He was supposedly banged out on the April 4th, which equals 4/4.
In 60.
There are so many connections in the world of Gematria where it eventually becomes irrefutable, just an incontrovertible fact. They're definitely using that as a language. And by the way, that comes from the 33rd degree Freemason Manly P. Hall. He wrote a book a long time ago called the Secret Teachings of All Ages, and he talked about how they do this basically. And now why they would put that out there and leak it to where the average Joe like ourselves could find that online and buy it and read about what they do, I don't know.
I know they want us to know they're evil, so
well,
we can
I have a theory.
demand some peace, and
Well,
I think
there's the thought that they put it out there so it clears their conscience. There's that. There's also the fact that they know that only about 2 or 3% of society tops is going to look into those things and find it interesting. And when we tell the 97% about it, what are they going to do? Laugh and call us crazy. They're not going to see it.
Bill Gates makes it perfectly clear he wants to depopulate.
Yeah. And they still find it.
And then everybody's like, I want the Gates. You know what?
Yeah.
Bill Gates is a hero. Dan's given Justin some advice. Girls are expensive. Women add value. Even men can be expensive, right, Anna? Okay, I heard 888. I heard 888 too, and then I heard there were 88 books in the Ethiopian Bible, and 8 is the infinity sign. So I like that number. Why did every report mention his weight of 112 pounds?
You know what? I think I know the answer to that.
What?
Well, right off the bat, I'm seeing 112, and I'm seeing 11 times 2, which is 22, which is how old he was.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed I put in his full name in the Gematria calculator earlier. I think I didn't put Bobby Crimo. I put Robert E. Crimo, or maybe even the third by putting 3 I's. I don't remember. But either way, it came up as one of the ciphers was 220. And Corey D., I'm sure you know in Gematria, 0 has no value. So that equals 22 as well. So.
Okay. Shay, you should research miracle workers like saints and so on. Lots of interesting stories. I really haven't looked into much. Okay, I will take that suggestion and start looking into that.
Yeah, Sunflower. I think 888 was Jesus in one of the ciphers. See, there's different ones. Like there's simple English, there's J-word Gematria, and there's different ones. But I've heard I've heard it both. I've heard 444 and I've heard an 888.
Okay, and Lori is saying 7 is the number of completion. So sunflower, that is a good number.
So 7 would just, 3 sevens would basically extrapolate the 7 and compound it in a greater magnitude.
Corey D, April 4th. Dan, well, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Do you know anything about the number 42?
I have not heard that it's the answer to everything. I have not heard that one.
Sunflower, I had a crazy phone number. It was 4200000, and it was so awful telling everybody my phone number. I had to get a new phone. I mean, I thought it was so cool at first. It's just 42 and then zeros, and people are, huh? So 4200000. Okay. Chucky Robinson, 42. There are no women around. Example, every single girl I work with does drugs, expects a boyfriend or husband to also do drugs with them. Yeah, don't do that.
I think society is definitely purposely socially engineering women to be a certain way. And when I say women, I mainly mean the younger generation of girls, as well as the younger generation of men.
TikTok is a social engineering
Influencers.
app.
Yeah,
Yes,
you got influencers.
influencers. Yes.
And I think they're engineering both parties, both sexes, in a way that's not good for the future, pretty much.
They do love their numbers.
They are obsessed. I mean, there's so many examples. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah, Justin, you just need to go outside of your boundaries. Like, explore a different town where people are not doing drugs. Where do you live? I mean, you don't have to tell me the exact city, but just in general. Is it like Seattle? 95th day of the year, which Martin Luther wrote the 95th thesis to counter the Catholic Church.
Yes, I know about that, Corey.
A book by Martin Luther.
Good. Touche. Yep, he's made some books. The J words and their lies.
Yeah, Justin, we want you to change your job. Find a good woman. I don't know where real people hide. Where are you hiding? At the places you aren't looking.
I feel your dilemma, Justin. Candy Sook. Oh wow, Candy Sook equals 112 apparently.
Oh, I missed that.
Like his weight, like the guy's weight.
Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Wow. I like that. Good, you guys are picking up. Yeah, great clues. Good find. I haven't looked out in the ocean, I guess. That's what good girls are. You're going to find yourself a mermaid.
They're on Venus, Justin. Don't you know women?
Yeah, Venus, don't you know?
Because you go there and you can land on it and whatever.
888 Jesus 444 is midget Jesus. That's funny. Sounds good, Chris. That's a weird phone number, Shay. It was weird. It was pain in the butt. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy required reading for the meaning of 42.
Oh, interesting. I know there's lots of really important numbers to them. Obviously, the 33. I haven't heard of the 42 being a bigger one, but 56 is one they've used constantly in terms of the CV, the CV thing going on the last few years.
88 is the time number because it is 4 circles, 360 degrees. Each times 4 is 1,440, and there's 1,440 seconds in a day.
Oh, nice.
My gosh, you math wizards in here.
They've definitely been using the 222 a lot because you think of Build Back Better, BBB equals 222. There's been a lot of that, and Order Out of Chaos equals 222. There's tons of 222 examples. I find it suspicious that both of these shooters were 22 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's like a master builder number or something, because it means like, you know, two, like pillar stability to them and all that. I mean, it's not just with them, it's biblical too. Like there is some biblical, you know, relations to the numbers and all that. It's not all
Justin,
just like,
I'm not saying anything about females. I'm not into dudes. And you know what, Justin? You really have to be careful because a lot of females are dudes.
dude looks like
Carolina's
a lady.
coastline. They do. They wrote that song for a reason. Okay, so let's talk about what else is going on in the world right now that is just seems absolutely crazy.
Bonkers.
That is, let me go back down here.
This makes me want to have like a whole new episode soon about just the numerology and the gematria and stuff, and break down the different numbers.
So apparently the entire world is flooding right now. Australia is flooding. Sydney, New Mexico is flooding.
Geoengineering.
3 feet of rain. What's this place? Tarar. Say that one. Say that word.
It's
Rah,
small
rah.
on my screen because I got a bad
Oh,
phone.
it's really small. Okay, so just look up floods. There's floods all over the place, and then let's go to Montana and show some of this footage.
I've heard we're supposed to have a really ferocious tropical storm hurricane season coming up for the next. I think it officially kicks off like now, but it reaches its prime in the next month or two.
Okay, these are pictures of what's going on. Are they really tiny? Can you see them?
I can see the pictures.
Okay.
I see the video. Gonna have to get that audio worked on.
Lots of destruction. Yeah, I'm just clicking through pictures since audio doesn't work.
I wish I would have sent you that screenshot that I sent you recently, Shay, with I caught on radar with the concentric ring patterns on the radar when that crazy storm that was moving east to west that I saw. And I just caught it at the perfect time where it was showing the rings like Atlantis or something, you know, like 6 or 7 rings that was completely artificial and unnatural. And like it was clear proof of like ultra low frequencies being zapped from the ground to the atmosphere, dicking with the weather. Like, I don't care what anybody says, that was absolute proof. No natural storm structure makes
When
that
did
happen.
the entire world flood at the same time?
There is so much information and like proof, even admitted documents and templates that prove that they have the ability to control the weather.
Yeah, you can search HARP and see where they're located, and they tell us that they control it. JFK did a statement about it.
Yeah,
I got in trouble on Facebook for posting an ex-president's speech.
Yeah, he out of his own mouth, and you still get knocked for it. And they even had a 1976 National Weather Modification Policy Act. So like it's owning the weather by 2025. All kinds of stuff. Cloud seeding. Geoengineering.
Yes, Corey, I have seen that about Lake Mead. I'm watching this guy's YouTube where he goes and he measures it like every week.
I heard they found like bodies in Lake Mead that were like killed by the mob, like people that got killed by the mob were thrown in the lake.
And now the lake is drying up and these things are showing up, crazy stuff. We don't know if it's true or not. Shay, we just got a surprise tropical storm. They literally had no tropical storm. Next day, they were like, surprise tropical storm formed last night off the coast. I think that's what we're talking about.
I heard about one happening over close to South Carolina, like in that area. I heard a pop-up one. I don't remember the name, but
Dan says HARP, high frequency auroral atmospheric research project. Yeah, and we know
Yes,
that
sir.
they're doing some really crazy stuff. Corey D in Forrest Gump, when he is describing the rain in Vietnam, there's some hidden clues in there. Okay,
Oh,
now
I'm
I
sure.
want to watch that scene.
Yeah, because that's when they admit that they were doing, the cloud seeding for trying to. There was even it was like called Project Popeye or Operation Popeye or something. They were trying to make it rain to give them a tactical advantage in battle.
Wow, look at Lori's comment, and I truly believe this. In other countries, you can pay to have good weather on your wedding day.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't know it, but it does sound like something.
But I can't. It's astounding how people like don't question the fact that like things of that nature and like the government certain
Tampering
states
with the weather.
certain states have contracts with these things to like make it rain, but yet when you have fires and droughts, the government will not make it rain. What's up with that?
Yeah, what is up with that? And then they spray like little sparks of fire into the fire. It almost reminds me of this when they're putting the same thing that you're afraid of getting into here. Like they kill fire with fire. It's crazy to me. I mean, maybe it does work, but scary. Could something be engineered, Justin? I have no idea. I just know something was wrong. My guess, shortage of labor in the weather industry, and they literally did not see the tropical storm until it was hitting us. Well, I hope you stay safe.
Yeah, seriously. I think a tropical storm would be kind of fun to ride out. Like, I'm not saying I want to be trapped in a category 4 or 5 hurricane, but like if it was like a tropical storm, I'd probably like, I don't know, be going out there and taking it all in.
7/3/2022 is 52 equals flood. They always do other. Wow, Corey
knows his stuff.
You guys need to be friends.
Corey knows.
It sounds like random messages that Chris would send me.
It does.
Watch this. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
how about
you heard that comment? That was so smart. Okay. Tropical storms are not dangerous at all. They're literally showers.
That's what I've observed, Justin.
Dan, we have run into some weather anomalies on the West Coast. Fog rolling. What are my animals in here?
100-degree days.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
Fog rolling in
That's interesting,
on
Dan.
100-degree days in the middle of the afternoon with no polar air masses indicated.
Yeah, that's interesting, Dan.
Oh, no, the sound I hear is from you. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Sorry. These earphones are really good. Okay. Even Category 1 hurricanes are not normally a problem.
Yep.
Category 3 plus hurricanes
That's when it starts to get dangerous.
Very dangerous. So much fear mongering with everything, right? They want us to be constantly in fear, stressed out that they're going to starve us to death. We're not going to be able to afford gas. We're going to lose our jobs if we don't get poisoned.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, Corey. I hear you, brother. People don't, they naturally hear that kind of stuff and they immediately dismiss it as crazy. But I mean, if they actually took the time to analyze it.
There was a cat in my closet. I'm in my bedroom. I had to move. So the place I go live with Jake, the light is broken there, and that ring light I would use would hurt my eyes so bad. So
I heard the cat
I'm in my
meow.
room. Yes, she's. Come here, kitty, kitty. Come here. I want to show you guys. I found this cat outside, and her eyes weren't even open yet, and I had to bottle feed her. And at the same time, my dog went paralyzed, so it was really stressful taking care of a cat that was completely dependent on me, and a dog that couldn't even move. And they're both doing great.
Yay.
Okay, so for the glory of Christ wants to cover spiritual concepts on the flooding. I mean, it does predict that in the end times, but it could be God warning us about HARP kind of situation with floods. Like he already knew that they were going to try to drown us like rats.
Well, I could see them honestly, since the Bible said he'll never destroy the earth with a flood again. I could see them like trying to engineer something like a mass tsunami that actually does wipe out lots of people and seem like a deluge or a flood. I could see them doing that.
To make it so people don't believe in God. Do you guys think the food shortage stuff is a psyop? Yes, even the formula shortage.
I think it's greatly exaggerated. I think there are some things going on at the higher levels of the supply chain, which I've noted personally with what I do. But it's not like there's not a truck driver shortage. That's a lie for sure. There's just shenanigans going on at the higher parts of the apex of the hierarchy. Sorry. Which is leading to some minor problems down at the intermediate and the lower levels. But it's grossly exaggerated. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and you remember the whole formula thing when people couldn't get baby formula. I actually think that was a blessing. Some of it's really a blessing because how many people have gardens now and they're going to have fresh food and they're going to be healthier than ever. So not only is it a psyop, it's a blessing because we don't want their poison.
Right.
Okay, it's originating from wheat not getting exported out of Ukraine and Russia, whatever truth that is. Yeah.
I've heard that about Ukraine having like 90% of the world's wheat, but honestly, I wheat's not as good for you as it's cracked up to be.
Your stomach issues.
It's because it's all that GMO stuff.
She's in here. She's trying to get out. I wanted to show you guys this cat.
Kind of like
in high gas prices, truckers cannot afford to drive. Wanna talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, the only if you're an independent owner operator, you're it's very difficult.
Okay.
You work for a corporation, it makes it easier, but if you're an independent owner operator, they're really messing with some stuff there.
Words are vibes also. I think so. I think everything has a vibration, but okay, Chris, I agree. I think it's overly exaggerated. I saw fake videos of food plants on fire, CGI fire, and smoke.
Yeah, I believe it. I've heard, I haven't looked into it a great deal, but I've definitely heard that last I checked, this was like a week ago, there were officially 100 food plants around, I think just in America, but also around the world, but 100 in America exclusively since the beginning of the calendar year. And that obviously is insanely ridiculous. And if that is fully true, it paints the narrative and the picture of they're purposely sabotaging these food plants, right? That's what they're trying to create. And honestly, there could, I think there's something to all that, but, and this is a big caveat here, and I think me and Shay need to get into another video about this sometime, another live. I think it has something to do with the false light. What about you, Shay? You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah, because we need a hero to come save us and feed us and
I think they're creating
solve all the. They're creating a lot of problems
because they want to bring about their proposed predetermined solutions from the reaction. The whole Hegelian dialectic thing. I'm not sure if y'all are.
And I mean, they're even giving us like a really stupid president, and like
on
it's
purpose.
Blatantly obvious that the guy has a mental illness.
Like, could it be representative of
I think he's acting half the time.
is this a personification for the downfall and the collapse of America because we have puppet
Other
show
people
the
have
potato?
horrible leaders right now. They want the entire world screaming and begging the UN for a world leader.
So yeah, so
Really?
this is a concept and an idea that gets me really fired up, and yeah, and Shay as well. But like we've talked about how we want to do a live on that, like exclusively about the notion of a coming false, what we call the false light, and essentially, well, I don't want to give it too. I won't give it away. We'll save that for another time. That's a lot to unpack.
Okay. Talking about the big plan. So Shay, what is the weather like in your area? Has it been excessively odd? I mean, we are getting some very strange clouds, but it has been very nice here. So the weather in my area is beautiful. I've been outside every single day. Can't remember the last time it rained. And last year it rained every day during the summer. Cricket food plant. I guess that's one that burned down. So Alex Jones Consulting Patriot. Yeah, they want you to just go out and hoard food, hoard toilet paper, because we have a virus and like it's stupid. They want everybody to just run out and buy food that will end up spoiling. I do not believe in the prepping thing. I mean, like be prepared, have some water, have a little bit of extra things. Don't be stupid and like not have a month's worth of food and supplies you can count on. But at the same time, let's not have a whole basement full of stuff because we're scared. I mean, because what if your house floods? Like, what if that's what it is? What if a big tornado just destroys everything? You can't even depend on the items in your home with the kind of things that they're doing to us.
Buy my super male vitality pills and nascent iodine and fight the globalists together.
Yeah, Alex Jones. Yep, they're trying to create the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, and when you say create it, that kind of goes into an idea or a notion that I've kind of flirted with about like a staged
fake one.
A staged counterfeit apocalypse that. And see, this is where I get really fired up, and I'm going to get on a soapbox, and I really don't want to do it because we probably need to end this thing pretty soon. But it goes along with the false light I was talking about, how essentially, okay,
let's save this for another live.
I just want to give the nutshell.
Okay.
Let me just give the vanilla version. Basically, the elites are going to stage a counterfeit apocalypse scenario in which they, so instead of having Antichrist followed by Jesus to come thwart the Antichrist, you will have a scenario where it plays out chronologically as fake Antichrist followed by the real Antichrist that comes masquerading as the savior to mankind, and then Jesus comes third to trick everybody. Do you see what I'm saying? That's
yes.
what I think.
So we think that possibly what could happen is the first Antichrist is not the
fake
legit
one.
Antichrist.
It's a counterfeit, and
everybody's gonna hate that person, and then here comes like the true hero that overthrows that guy, and that's not Jesus
Antichrist.
either. And I really feel like we should recognize Jesus when he comes. It's not going to be some regular man in a business suit. It's not going to be AI. So
I am so convinced. We'll get into that in another video, but
I do think we have to be careful of assuming that if one rises and falls, that the next one isn't also an antichrist.
I'm not just spewing nonsense either. I've got a lot of evidence to back that up. I'm a firm believer that that's correct, but we'll get there.
Could be correct. It's a theory.
It could be. It is a theory, but it's a good theory. And it's I believe it's how Satan would think. It's like I'm thinking like how Satan would think, and like he's the master of all lies. So.
Yep, a stage apocalypse, false light, bring in a savior. Yes. So we think the first guy will potentially be bad.
Like basically, the New World Order is going to take down their own New World Order, and then they're going to say that the New World Order has defeated the Old World Order system, but it's really the same team. It's Dark Snake versus Light Snake. And they're going to promise utopia. They're going to promise all these great things and an end to all the bad things, and we have the way in the system, follow us, it's going to be a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. We know when they start telling us to deny Jesus Christ that we're in for it. Okay, it seems like they are doing it already. Look at all the 666 in purple everywhere, right? It's all over. Look up.
Like, it's really sad. Some of the most passionate people that are like hardcore against the NWO, I hate to say it, but a lot of those people are going to be the ones that get suckered into this lie. They really are.
Yes, you and Sunflower agree on this theory. I also like this theory.
Thank you, Sunflower. I think it's very plausible.
I think we have to, because if even the elect will be fooled, you have to think that the elect are going to know that when all of a sudden one man comes on the world stage, we're all going to be like, that's him, that's the Antichrist. But then when somebody comes and saves us and we think, okay, so this is Jesus now. So if the elect isn't truly prepared and doesn't have the discernment, they will be deceived.
Yep.
Hey, Rusty. Happy 4th to you. I hope you enjoyed your day today. Last time I checked, every knee will bend. Yeah, if every knee doesn't bend, if some people don't just die, and it says that one foot is going to touch like the east, we're going to see him from the east to the west. So, like, is he going to be huge? You know, we're going to know that we are going to know. And then we won't have a sun anymore. Hey, CJ.
What's going on, CJ?
Antichrist spirit. Okay, my cat wants back in my closet. I don't believe this stuff, but if there is anything like a mark, Antichrist, etc., we know exactly who and how it plays out from the wax everyone took with 0 questions. Yeah.
Right.
Man, that was
I
so
believe it's
sad.
Like, on one hand, go ahead, Shay. Sorry.
The churches literally became the abomination of desolation, left the temple empty. That's what I think that was all about. But go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I know they're telling us that a lot of people that are taking this, especially the B word that rhymes with rooster, poke, are dying.
They are.
But so, like, I don't. From that angle, it does look more like a depopulation thing. However, I do believe it's firmly possible, if not with this current series of pokes, then one in the near future, that it will be used as a way to, like, at some designated point in time, at the allotted time, they could, I don't know, fire something up with the towers, the 5.
Yeah.
You know the thing, the thing. And, like, they could turn into, like, Walking Dead zombie automaton creatures or something that are just, like the Walking Dead, and used as a mob, as a hive mind mob against all those that perhaps did not take it, or something along those lines.
I thought you were gonna say people weren't really getting sick and dying, and don't you have a cousin that died?
No, yeah.
I have a couple of friends that died. I have a couple of friends.
They're definitely getting poisoned.
Yeah,
like,
I know people
I've seen
that
it firsthand. I've seen it firsthand of people, not in my immediate circle, but people beyond that. Like, I know that it's killed people and done some bad things.
Yes, my cat is back there grooming herself. I did not know there was a cat in here. I'll make more of that in the future, getting Wi-Fi soon. Okay, Rusty, great.
Sweet.
That's
Sounds
awesome.
Good, man.
You,
did I tell you about that propaganda article from CNN I saw like a few days ago, Shay, about it had some guy, young dude, probably in his early 20s, had to be an actor, and he was talking about, like, I implore all of you to get the MONKEY.
Oh,
poke.
The monkey one?
Yeah. He was basically saying he was saying, "Oh, I just had this. You do not want it. It's terrible, guys. It's so bad. You don't want. Go get the poke jab thing.
I forgot that
don't
thing
want it."
even was going around. I can't believe they didn't
Yeah,
force
they're
us to wear
still
masks again.
like making it a thing. It's not a huge thing, but they're still talking about it.
Instead of Independence Day, we should be getting together against tyrants. So that is right. Are we truly independent? Irony would be me not believing, not taking the mark, nor following the Antichrist, while 99% of the supposed so-called believers are doing it. Yeah,
you know what, Justin? You got a point there, and you know what, dude? You might just be more on board with these so-called elect people than you think. It just hasn't hit you quite yet. And I'm not forcing anything on you, man. Like, at all. Don't get the wrong idea. But I'm just saying, give it time and see how everything unfolds and plays out. And when stuff starts happening, you might remember this stream and just be like, yeah, man, I might not want to do that. That's about it. But use your discernment and your intuition, and I'm sure it'll lead you the right way. Just be, you sound like you're an intelligent dude. I can see, I recognize that. So I think you'll be good.
And maybe at one time you were there and you turned away. We don't know, but you can always come back.
Oh no, Lori said they just approved another rooster. That's the
another rooster. So what number are we on? Is this 4 or 5? How many?
I think it's 4 or 5. It depends on if you got the double.
I know somebody that dropped of a heart attack right after the third one. My aunt had a heart attack after her first one, and now she's permanently in a nursing home. This thing is awful. Man. I can't believe 4. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, too many people are still around. We need to spread it again.
My aunt has vowed that she's not going to take. She got the one with the M word. I'm just going to say it. Moderna, I think, that had the 2 in 1 or whatever. And then she got the next one. But she says that she's done with it. She's not getting any more roosters. So that's good.
Yeah, I have a very close family member that has to go to surgery for cancer, and she had 2 of them. Okay, trying to rooster babies is horrible. Oh my gosh, are you seeing what is happening to the babies in Australia? It's so disgusting. And like, they're not correlating it to what they need to be correlating it to because they're not allowed to. Maybe these once-a-year explosions in the sky have a different purpose. I wondered that.
Hey, Rusty, are you talking about when they fire up the SpaceX stuff? And
no, we're talking about fireworks.
Oh,
today's
fireworks.
the 4th of July. Yeah, fireworks one day a year on the 4th of July.
As I see fireworks literally exploding in the distance.
I can hear them. Yeah, so I wonder, it'd be really interesting to pay attention to how people act the next day. Like, is everybody grouchy? Do they have a headache? Like, what really is in those tiny little explosions? Revelations 19:13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. That is Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry if I skipped over some of you. I just scrolled a little bit too far. Words definitely matter. Make sure they're kind. I really try, Dan.
Yes, I try.
Hey, guys. Hey,
Truth. What's happening?
Joy is yum. No question. 5 or 6. This booster 5 or maybe even 6. Like,
imagine having all of that software upload in your body.
Man, it's so sad. Kind of not, I think the saddest part was when the churches opened up as vaccination centers, and churches were like, God wants. Oh, I'm screwed. I just said the word.
Oh no.
Oh well.
The goyim, no, shut it down. Shut it down.
Like, how are you truther on YouTube? You can't talk. You're so censored. No shoulder taps for me. No thanks.
I always
don't say anything too exciting. Okay, Justin.
I always tell people they can have they're welcome to have my poke if they want it. They just have to get it in the right corner of their left butt cheek.
We have fireworks on July 1st. That's interesting that the date's different in Canada. Fireworks, yes. They're still going off outside my house. Yeah, yes, CJ, that. 4th of July. It freaks the birds and bats out. It freaks my animals out. It freaks people out that have been in war. So this day is not easy for everybody to hear all of that banging. And we've had airplanes flying over my house, and it is very loud, scary loud. I am so glad I did not take one rooster too.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that have, man, how are they doing, Sunflower?
Are they zombified? Do they have that fluoride stare?
Yeah, do they? Okay, so let's talk about fluoride for 1 second. One of my best friends, her daughter was out of control recently, and the girl's dentist prescribed fluoride toothpaste, prescription fluoride toothpaste.
Oh man.
And the mom is awake like us. And she was like, absolutely, you're not taking that. And the daughter fought her, I'm taking this. And she's been extremely rebellious. And so she's taking this fluoride toothpaste. And the mother is like, oh my goodness, I think I'm going to let her keep taking it because she's been so obedient lately. It really does make you docile, it really changes your personality. Don't in the Lime Street. Yeah, I'm enamored with the conversation. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate that.
Hey Shay.
Yes.
I think perhaps the powers, maybe the J words, I don't know. They heard something that I said that we said that was wrong because my audio just got jacked all up. I didn't hear anything that you just said.
You didn't?
Like, yeah, it was like you were talking in robot. It was really weird.
Oh,
you're
no.
good. You're good now. But
did it happen that way for you guys? Because he needs to update his phone. Rusty says, I refused the you know what for my job. I had to fill out a religious exemption twice. Yes, and I know a few people that were thinking about getting it, and I strongly encourage them and even help them fill out a religious exemption, and no one that I'm friends with that did that got denied. So God is good. Corey, it freaks me out. Do the Indians celebrate this day? You know what's funny about that? I'm a quarter Indian and I have no idea. I wish I would have had more conversations with my great grandmother who was full Indian. I get both fireworks being in a twin city. Someone please explain this rooster phenomenon to me. I have no idea why there's so many. Prayers incoming. It's a play on words, Dan. Oh, the B is where okay, so Dan didn't understand. Sorry, Dan. We have to talk in code on YouTube. How's your sound, Christopher?
It's good now. It was a little wonky there for a bit.
Okay, for the glory said it's good.
Yeah, it was definitely just my end because it does that same thing when I first enter the this thing.
Studio.
Yep, does the thing.
I'm back. Your wait is over at last. Welcome back, Justin. I'm so glad you joined this chat and you stuck with me, even though we don't think exactly alike. I just think friendship is so important in this time. And Dan is giving us the thumbs up, and the chat has ended, and our topics have ended, and we do have a lot more to talk about. So I think Christopher and I are going to do a show often, maybe weekly. Maybe we'll set it to a regular time There was just so much going on. We were talking about all this stuff today, and I was like, please go live with me for the first time ever, and let's talk about this. We were going to do it the other day, and I canceled it because Jake was going live at the same time, and I wanted to support his live stream. So, yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed being here and talking with you, Shay, and everybody else in the chat. It was a lot of fun. Learned some things and had some good convos. And I'm going to do my best to try to be available and do this on a semi-regular basis, even though my job is very taxing and I work probably an average of like 60 hours a week. But I can do it. I'll do it when I can. And I'll try to make it work.
Hey, and Lori says she enjoyed our live, and God bless us both. Thank you so much, Lori. I love you. You are my sister, my friend for years.
Thank you, Lori. Appreciate that. Hope all is well.
And Sunflower says, great talk, guys. And Sunflower, I just appreciate your friendship so much. I am so thankful that you're somebody that I can call now and I can get advice, and we think so much alike. Let's shoot for weekly. Okay, Dan. That encourages me very much.
Don't tempt me, Dan.
Sure, sweet
Don't
to learn stuff. Thanks.
Jokes.
For the glory of Christ, Corey, D, Lori, Sunflower, all of you, CJ, Dan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will do this soon. Bye.
Y'all have a good night.